The husband finally returned home late at night, only to discover his own shoes locked outside. When he finally pushed open the double doors, his new wife suddenly lunged at him with a weapon. She immediately backed down and apologized. It turned out she was so used to living alone, she had completely forgotten she even had a husband. The terrified wife sank to her knees, explaining she saw a man's shoes at the door and panicked, assuming an intruder was breaking in. Hearing her frantic explanation, the husband softened. He promised to always call ahead and declared, "You are the boss." When he gently asked if she was hungry, she awkwardly excused herself and scurried back to sleep. The very next morning, the wife walked in on a shocking sight, her husband clutching his drink in embarrassing pink elephant shorts. They quickly regrouped in the living room, where the husband complained about being forced to crash at a friend's house for over a month. To make peace, she served a hot homemade breakfast, and the hungry husband eagerly devoured the fried dumplings. The wife excitedly asked to redecorate the house. He agreed to let her arrange it, but strictly warned, "Don't touch my room." Then, he adjusted his vest and insisted on paying her a generous monthly allowance. He slid a sleek black bank card across the table, proudly declaring he would take on all the financial responsibilities of a man. Thrilled by his generosity, the wife threw on an apron and pitched a grand plan to transform their empty yard into a beautiful flower garden. Just as they settled into domestic bliss, the husband received an urgent phone call demanding his presence at a meeting. He grabbed his keys and rushed out the door. Meanwhile, the wife sweetly promised never to lock him out again. That afternoon, the wife hopped on her pink scooter and called her sister, passionately defending her supposedly poor but hardworking husband. But suddenly, disaster struck. She lost control and crashed her scooter straight into a parked luxury black Porsche. Terrified by the expensive damage, she scrambled up and leaned desperately onto the deeply scratched hood to apologize. However, when she peered through the tinted window, she froze. The driver was her own husband. "Hurry up and go," he snapped. Panicking that his billionaire identity was blown, he snatched a dark folder to hide his face and sped off, leaving his poor wife utterly bewildered on the street.